Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about something that's really counterintuitive, but it works. If you're like most people, busy, maybe you've got kids, a full-time job, and you've realized you've let yourself go a little, you probably think that the fastest way to get in shape is to start doing everything at once. I get it. You think, I'm going to hit the gym 6 days a week. I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. to start doing cardio. I'm going to start meal prepping every single meal. I'm going to only eat the perfect muscle building meals 6 to 7 times a day. And I get it. That seems like the fastest route to results, right? Go big or go home. But here's the thing, that's actually the slowest way to make progress, in my opinion. And I say that from experience with seeing tons of people in the real world. And why is it the slowest route to take? Because it's not sustainable. People start super motivated. Maybe they stick to it for a week, 2 weeks, maybe a month, and then they burn out. Life gets busy, motivation fades, and they completely stop. And guess what? After that, they go straight back to doing nothing for their health and wellness. 6 months later, same story, same frustrations, zero progress. That's why today I want to talk to you about what I think is the fastest way to make progress in terms of health, body composition, and strength when it comes to the training aspect of your journey. And if you haven't picked up on it already, this is not a video for the person who loves working out and wants to be a bodybuilder or a powerlifter or anything like that. This is just a video for the general population who knows that they need to start doing something for themselves and their health and for their family, and also wants to look a little better and feel better along the way. So let's break it down. Most people think if I want results fast, I have to do the most possible. That's logical on paper. More work equals faster results, right? That's what you think. But here's the reality, consistency beats quantity every single time for the average person. Let's say you commit to 5 hours a week in the gym, plus your cardio and all that stuff. Great. You do it for a week, but it completely disrupts your life from what you're currently doing. You feel stressed, overwhelmed, and eventually you just find excuses to not go to the gym and you quit. On the other hand, if you maybe just carve out just 20 minutes 2 or 3 times a week for a simple, effective, even home workout, you're much more likely to stick with it for months and ultimately, hopefully, forever. And that's where real progress comes in. So here's what I recommend, start really, really small. I mean, so small that your first thought might be, wait, that's it? That's not enough. Pick 2 days a week where you can realistically find 20 minutes, maybe a Sunday and a Thursday, or Monday and a Friday, whatever fits your schedule. Then focus on three basic movements. A push, like push ups, incline push ups, or even wall push ups or push ups off your knees. A pull, which could be body weight rows from a suspension trainer or rings, or maybe resistance band assisted pull ups. And then a squat. So, like a simple body weight squat, a lunge, or a step up. That's it. No gym needed, no hour and a half long workouts. You can literally do it in your hallway, kitchen, spare bedroom, or your garage. And the magic of this approach is that it's just simple, quick, and sustainable. You're much more likely to actually stick to it week after week. So, why does this work so well? It comes down to habit formation and adherence. When people try to completely change their life overnight, their adherence drops drastically. But when they start small and see progress, their confidence builds and they naturally start doing more. Here's the key, progress is cumulative. Even just 30 or 40 minutes per week of consistent resistance training will make a huge difference over months. You'll notice changes in your strength, your body composition, and how you feel in daily life. Consistency matters far more than how much you do in any given week or day. You could spend hours in the gym one week and then stop entirely the next. Or you could do just a few sets a couple of times a week for 6 months. And the latter produces real lasting change. So do me a favor and try to really imagine this. Week 1 through 2, you start your 2 20-minute workouts per week. Feels easy, maybe even too easy. And then now you're in weeks 3 and 4. You start noticing small changes like you feel stronger getting out of a chair and just carrying the groceries in, right? And then now you're in months 2 through 3. Your clothes are fitting better. You can see visible changes in the mirror. You're consistently showing up. You might add a third day or another set or a slightly harder variation. And here's the beautiful part: you don't burn out. You don't feel like your life is upside down, and yet you're making real progress. Compare that to the person who tried to do too much all at once. They're back to zero after a month or two. You're ahead, and you didn't need to sacrifice your life to do it. So let's bust a myth. More is not always better, especially when you're just starting out. More training days, does that equal more results? Not if you quit after a week. Does more sets equal faster transformation? Not if you're too sore and too stressed or too overwhelmed to continue. The fastest way to progress is actually less at first, done consistently. That's kind of like the paradox here. If you're ready to try this, number one, pick your 2 days, schedule them like appointments, treat them as just non-negotiable. Number two, keep workouts short and simple. Do one push, one pull, and one leg movement, 2 or 3 sets each. Number three is keep tabs of your small wins, your strength progress, how you feel, energy levels. This will keep you motivated. And then number four, just gradually progress. Once the habit is locked in, maybe add a third day or a harder variation, like I said. You're building momentum here, not burning out, and momentum is what makes change stick. This start small approach improves more than just your body composition. You're going to have more energy throughout the day, better posture, less stress, stronger muscles that make everyday activities easier, and all without completely upending your life. That's the real key here. So here's the takeaway: if you want the fastest way to see real progress, just start small, start consistent, and don't try to do everything at once. Pick 2 days a week, 20-ish minutes per session, simple body weight or maybe dumbbell home exercises. Stick with it for months, add a little bit as you go. That's how sustainable change happens. Remember, progress isn't about how hard you go today, it's about how consistent you can be weeks, months, and years from now. Do that, and I promise you'll be amazed at what you can accomplish. So that's it for today. I hope this video could help you in some way. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, and I'll do my best to try and help. All right, I'll see you in the next one.